All right, for beaks that are a total 90, to Dremel them, for me, the easiest way is to hook a finger underneath that top beak. That way, no matter what you're doing, you're not going to hit that waddles, the lower beak. No matter how he struggles, you are essentially always going to hit your finger. So I personally also like to go in this way as opposed to this way. You can do either. It really just depends on how much space you have. If you're going in sideways like this, you're going to get a more straight on the beak, which is fine. But this will give you a little bit more control of how deep you're going. So also just depends on your beak. Again, this is a big rooster. You've got a lot of space in between here. And as for the lower beak on a 90, I also like to hold my finger underneath there. Again, we're not choking him, but as you can see, we're just putting a little bit there. But it's keeping that beak steady. Sometimes I think when people do it and then the beak is, you can see it's moving there when I press it, that's what kind of like freaks them out a little bit more. If you give them that, that stability, once he stops drooling, or that beak isn't moving when you are pressing on it, they don't freak out as much. So that is what I do for a full 90. There are some cases where you don't have as much space in here, and I still absolutely recommend in those cases putting your finger in between. If you have a really bad hook, like all the way down, and you are worried about hitting this area, sometimes it's honestly better, because it means like they're quick, it's going to be up here still. This is also going to be stuff that you can probably get rid of. So you can start even going in and going sideways, as if this were like a knife, and just taking off a whole section here. Then you don't have to worry about pushing the wattles back, you know, to get in between the wattles and the beak if the curve is so pronounced. But you can still always do that. Again, you can lift their beaks up really high. Let me just set this aside real fast. Bless you. You can see he put his tongue out. Good timing, Mr. Welber. See, that's his tongue. He has a collapsed tongue, so I have to just push that back in there. Here we go. Yeah, if they have a lot of short space, you can open their mouth even more. So this is just me sitting my hand there. His mouth isn't, of course it's not going to cooperate. His mouth isn't open any necessarily more, and you can see how much space I have between my finger and here. If that's not enough, you can push even further back into their mouth. It just means you're opening their mouth even more. Now you can see, look at all this space that I have to get your Dremel in there. I mean, preferably, yeah, we'd like to be here. But again, if you need to, you can just open their beak a little bit more. You can see, you know, going down from out. And this isn't uncomfortable for them because when they yawn and when they crop adjust, their beak goes open that much. So this is not an abnormal or a painful thing to open their beak that much.